this morning. I think it is 9:11. It is 9:11. That is a very, 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 very important time. All right. What I'm going to be talking about right now is going to be over a lot of people's heads, but I want the right people to understand that I am still waking up. I'm going to be talking to some people, or not even people, but my people, in our way of talking. And what's going to happen is that I hope they catch what I'm saying because I am trying to get a message to you. Ilil and Inky, the two brothers, I need you guys to get me out of here. I really need Enlil to get me out of here. Inky, you didn't really messed up everything. Trying to be something that you're not. Trying to act like you're somebody that you're not. And yes, this is Sophia talking to you. I need you guys to really understand that this is becoming very, very, very dire, and I'm ready to go home. You guys played long enough. Y'all had your fun. Get me out of here. You may have to go back and get reinforcements. They talk about the Galactic Federation, all this other stuff. If you guys are here, y'all need to be getting me out of here. They got me with people called sabotagers. That's what these aliens do. They sabotage. What this family does is people pay them to make sure that they sabotage somebody's life. They're sabotagers. They go in acting like they're not doing anything wrong. They throw rocks, hide hands. They try to figure out everything that you're doing to sabotage your life. And at the end of those sabotages, they go ahead and kill you or get you taken up and put you in these labs. Now, they've already killed off a couple of souls that's come to me in my dreams and told me what they did to sabotage their life. Same thing they're doing to me. Try to seem like they want to help you go in. And they only do this to black women. They only do this to black women. Okay? These are what you call sabotagers. This family sabotages people's lives. So they don't want me to get a job. They sabotage all of my jobs. After they sabotage my jobs, they go in. I'm a little frustrated because I'm realizing what kind of people I have around me are sabotagers. But they go in and they sabotage your interviews. After they must be on something. After they sabotage your interviews, I had 3 people that was going to sell me a car. They called these people to make sure that I wouldn't get sold the car. Okay? This is what these people do. They sabotage. Um, this is just what I'm waking up to. So, in the same fashion of it all, I really do need you guys to try to get me out of here. I don't know if y'all got air rights to come out here. I know y'all had air rights in Arkansas. I remember y'all had air rights in Arkansas. When I was there, I remember seeing you guys. And also, you guys did not have air rights to come around me because whoever had a spaceship where fire came out of it when y'all tried to get my attention in the sky, I saw that. I know everybody on here like, what is she talking about? The right people know what I'm talking about, okay, people? I saw you. I didn't get it at that time because these people were still siphoning my energy, trying to make me forget who I was, and trying to keep me buried down, and they was trying to kill me um, for whatever reason, for insurance money or for the government or whatever they were doing. They were still trying to kill me. What is this, dude? Dueling online now. Send what? Okay. But moving forward, like I said, for my people who are on here, y'all may have to go get reinforcements because for some reason I'm all the way down in Jim Crow Jim Crow country. But this is the thing. I'm only around. I hate to say this word, but this is about the best way I can describe you. I'm only around a lot of white people. Okay. And it is like people want me to take on their culture here when I know their culture is not correct. Okay, I can't take on the lie around me when I know the truth. I know the truth because I lived through some of that truth. And they are not going to give me back my inheritance. Y'all gonna have to give reinforcements for that. And these people are still doing their best to make sure that I don't get anywhere or have anything. They do not want me to leave. And if they do want me to leave, they want me to leave on their terms. That means in a body bag. That's how they want me gone. So they sabotage everything I'm trying to do to make sure I don't get anywhere or have anything. Now, with the Bible and everything, I love you guys, okay? I have met I've met the creator. I've met Yeshua. I've hugged them myself. There's nobody I love more. There's nothing I love more. They said fall in love with Jesus is the best. That's one word. That's one name. He has many names, people. Do you not understand? Each life the Creator lives is not the same name. It's not the same name. Y'all want to keep on putting him in the same box. It's not the same name. And even Jesus is not his real name. That was the name that was given to him at that time frame on this earth. That was his name. But he has another name right now because he lived this life with another family, with more people. The purpose of him coming back and reliving a life every single time is to put his love on this planet so that people will understand who and how he is, especially when the love of the planet has died to nothing. You almost realize that all because you know his book don't mean you understand him. This place is supposed to be a very magical time for people to be able to do a lot of great things. But a lot of evil, evil beings here have made this place very, very hard to live and dwell, especially for people who have come back on here to relive a life, to actually have a good life here. Unfortunately, this is where we are. So, I was going to get on here and say I'm going to read the Bible again and read through all of it and explain it to you. No, I'm not going to do that. Because y'all know what you know. I read the Bible just like you do, and everybody knows the scriptures of things to say when times get rough. People know how to pray, but do you believe your prayers? People know how to fast, but do you know why you're fasting? People know how to beg and plead and put on a front and put on a facade, but do you know how to be real with yourself? The whole point of this whole situation was not to keep on showing love on the loveless planet. It is to show you who you are so you can start showing love to yourself and stop trying to be somebody that you're not. That is the point of us being here, not to make you jealous hearted, not to make you want to siphon somebody else's energy and essence for you can be somebody else and take on the new man, put off the old man and take on the new. No, 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 no. You keep that old man. You keep that old body. You keep your old self and you work on what you have. So you gotta understand something. Your father's a potter and you are the clay. Why do you think he wants to throw away his pot, which is you, and put on something else new over it? It's just like it's having a. Have you ever seen that pottery where it is misformed or look kind of weird? You go into these different art galleries and you got this pottery that's weird looking, you know, and they got all this paint and stuff all on it. And when we used to be young and go to these different art museums, some kids would say, "Oh, they messed that up. Look at that. That's weird. They put that paint on here, and it don't even look like a pot." But guess what? All the same, it still was a pot. It still had function. It still had pizzazz. It still has style. I used to love seeing different kinds of pottery that was different. I used to love to see different kind of abstract pictures and see what the drawer or the creator was doing at that time frame to draw that picture. I used to love to see those things. Now, realistic drawings are all great, and you have your own, style of getting things done, and it's really nice. But I love to see the abstract because of the fact I want to see where the artist was going with this painting, with this pottery, with this picture, with I just love that. And I guess I'm like my father in that sense, the creator, because he makes all kinds of pictures and all kinds of pottery, and nothing is the same. He don't want you putting on somebody else's essence to be who you are. He wants you to be able to be who you are freely. And whatever situation you're in where you feel like you don't fit in, guess what? You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to. You're supposed to stand out. You're supposed to be different. And so this is going to be challenging for all of you alien beings, what I'm about to say. But I want y'all to do it. I want you all to be yourself. Good, bad, and ugly. I want you to be yourself. And that way, when you look at yourself in the mirror for your true self, your true man, I want you to be able to embrace who you are, all of you. Quit disliking what makes you you and start to realize this is who I am. Good, bad, or ugly, or indifferent, or whoever, just different. Embrace who you are. Because just like yin and yang, good and evil is needed. Not evil as in evil people. Evil as in you have to know. Let me tell you about love and war. For me being an angel of love and war, love is when I'm showing love, showing gratitude, showing that graciousness, showing all those good things to the people. The war side is for protection, for what you love, for who you love, for the backing of what you love to protect what you love. And that is not a bad thing. It can get very dark because let's just talk about it. War is not, as you see now on this planet, war is not a pretty sight. But you do that for what you love. Now, if you love money and greed, you're going to go to war for money and greed. Usually that's what people go for, right? That's usually why we go to war on this planet, right? Nobody goes in it for love. Nobody's doing Helen of Troy no more. Helen of Troy is like a myth because nobody goes to love and it goes to war for love. Everybody goes to war for things. And that's why you have a lot of senseless deaths when you do these kind of wars. But when you go to war for love, that means now you have a right to protect what you love. And that to me is the best way to use war tactics to get things done because you love them, not because you want things and stuff and fame and fortune and money. No, no, no. That's senseless, useless wars. But when you go there for something or someone that you love, not money, you go there for the children, you go there for the people, you go there to basically free a situation, free people from a bad situation. That is why God go to war. Hence why God went to war for me and others like me. He loves us just that much that he's willing to get whatever and get rid of whatever to make sure that we're free. That's why I told my people. That's why I told my people. You may have to go back and get reinforcements on this to get me out of here. Because my people love me. My really true intergalactic people, my Galactic Federation people, they love me. So I'm saying you may have to go back and get those reinforcements. Because these people aren't letting me go. And no matter what I try to do, these people aren't letting me go. And they're trying to sabotage everything I try to do. So if you hear this, please understand you may have to get reinforcements. And I mean the big guns, okay? Because these people are not trying to let me go. And in Lil, don't you ever in your damn life put me through no bullshit like this ever again. You hear me? Don't you ever in your damn life do no shit like this to me again. Ever. You want to play, and I told you not to. But I still love you, brother. Still love you very, 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 very much. But go get reinforcements. That's one. For two, for everybody else here, you guys need to really, honestly, and truly go back into the diagnostics or the Gnostical teachings of Christ. He wrote a book. It was very, it was buried. Actually, you can go to Barnes and Noble and get it ordered to you. You have Mary Magdalene's teachings. You got his teachings in there. It's a lot of different teachings in that book. And those are books that Christ actually did right. Did y'all not know Christ was a scholar? Why do you think he was so young in those temples teaching the scholars? He was learning from them, but he was wise, you guys. He knew how to talk amongst them. That's why when Mary and Joseph went to go look for him, he said, I'm about my father's business. Why are you bothering me? He was teaching, you guys. He was very, 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 very smart. Extremely wise. And as a man, he became more wise. And that's what made the Pharisees and Sadducees very pissed off. Because they did not realize how a boy, a young man, who also loved the women, he was a ladies' man. He was not this holier than thou person. He was very, 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 very whorish. He was a whore. He loved sleeping with everything and everybody. He was just like all the men that are right now. Okay? And I'm talking about this because before he became who he became, he was just like every other man. He had women. He had, friends. He had lovers. He wasn't holier than thou. He had a regular life. But what happened was he woke up to himself. He woke up to who he really was. And he stopped the craziness. He stopped sleeping around. He became celibate. He cleansed his energy. He became who he needed to become. He cleansed himself back before everyone knew what cleansing was and was able to get himself back realigned with who he was supposed to be. He wasn't a virgin. The hell? Y'all have this fictitious made up story of somebody who was never, ever, ever was. He had a life. He had girlfriends. Did he have children outside of that? I don't know. but I do know that he had children with Mary Magdalene. That was his wife. They got married to each other. Y'all took that out the Bible, didn't you? Took that realness. That was his wife. She and Mary Magdalene was not a whore. Before she married Christ, she was married to another man. She was the woman that they found in the brothels about to stone. But Christ knew that they were trying to evict her of wrongful death, because her husband at that time frame wanted her dead so he could take her inheritance. See, Mary Magdalene's people was rich, and Christ and Lazarus was friends. Mary and Martha were sisters, and Lazarus was their brother. Christ was best friends with Lazarus, but Lazarus was also very sickly. He was very sickly. Mary and Christ grew up together. Mary and Jesus grew up together, and they were very fond of each other. But let's just face it. How can I say it? It's like when you have that homeboy and he likes your little sister, but your homeboy telling you don't touch my little sister, kind of situation. That was Mary and Jesus' situation. That was their situation. They and Martha dated Thomas, doubting Thomas. That was her husband, or that was her man. I don't remember about them getting married, but I do know that was that was her man, doubting Thomas. But they all were friends, y'all. It wasn't like he just called them up and just told them to come follow me. No. These boys, these disciples, these men, they grew up together. They were friends. They always was friends. John, all of them. Jesus, they all were friends, y'all. Y'all make this some kind of fictitious story instead of looking at it for what it was. It was boys that basically hung out together, and one woke up to who he really was because he was not like all the rest of them. He always had gifts or powers. He always was able to do different, magician things like turning water into wine and, waking up the dead and, doing certain things because boys get into trouble. So he was able to have his gifts to turn things around in his favor. Okay, that's why people knew him. They called him a magician, but they said, oh, he was just like somebody normal doing little things here and there. Y'all need to quit making it seem like a fairy tale and make him look like a regular boy that just grew up with gifts. Like everybody else now have gifts. But the difference was y'all had a God in front of you and y'all was up there looking at him like he was somebody normal. All right, so let's go from there to Jackson. If you hit me with your stop, move, move now. He gonna sit here, y'all, and keep on swinging his tail in my face. I mean, just purposely hitting me. Okay, I had to move him out the way. So anyway, y'all gotta stop looking at him as being some kind of fictitious character and look at him as being like a regular person. That's why that song was, "What if God was one of us? Just a slob like one of us. Just a stranger on the bus trying to find his way home." Excuse me, trying to make his way home. Y'all killed her after she made that song, but that was Christ's song to the nation, saying, "Hey, God is just like one of you. He's living amongst you." And he's not like he's on the throne and that's it. No, he comes back and forth on the planet to live amongst you to see how y'all are doing things. That's how he's able to make the planet better for people to live on. Same as me, same as other angels that comes here. We come here to try to make the planet better. But yet and still, when it gets so bad like now, when it gets so bad to the point where we cannot be who we are, because everybody's trying to keep us, especially me, bound. Well, I'm asking for reinforcements to come and get me up out of this by any means necessary. But moving forward, go back to the story. Let's go to the actual symbols of Christ. The Ankh symbol, we have the Ankh symbol, and we have the cross. The Ankh is a very holy symbol. I don't know why you men are wearing that like it's some kind of I am man, hear me roar kind of situation when it's really the opposite. It's really the opposite symbol. The Ankh represents the family unit under God. The top is the womb. It's very sacred. It's the portal of human being, of well, all of mankind, or just the reproductive system of reincarnation, as I call it. The staff in between that and the phallus or the penis of the man is the symbol that's at the bottom of it. The staff of God is what unifies it together and make it a family and make it the really the circle of life. The phallus in the womb reproduces the circle of life. It's basically husband and wife symbol. That's what the Ankh is under God's protection, husband and wife. And if you look at it, the phallus is at the bottom because the husband protects and uplifts the wife, not the other way around. And God protects the union. That's what the Ankh symbol means. It is not this I am man, hear me roar, I control it all. No, it means that the husband protects his womb. He protects his inheritance. He protects his legacy. Thank you, Abba. He protects his legacy. It's a very holy symbol. And a lot of men who's wearing this right now is really disintegrating or really disrespecting that symbol. If you have on an Ankh symbol, you should have a wife beside you, not a husband, not your boys, not your homeboys. That's about a husband and wife, and God protects the union. The husband uplifts the wife, and the wife reproduces and make a lineage for the family to live on this planet. That's what the Ankh symbol means. It is a holy symbol unto God. Very, very holy. Because it represents the family unit. Okay? Now, let's talk about the cross. The cross at the time frame of Christ was a very cursed symbol. Cursed. Because it meant the crossroads. Everybody knows what the crossroads is, right? That's where you go from earth to hell. The cross is the crossroads to lead you to hell. But this is why Christ loved it. Because he overcame that death, burial, and resurrection. That's why the cross symbol became condemning, and people put people on crosses. That's why it became condemning for people to be hung on a cross back in those times, because that means they were condemning them to hell, to purgatory. Okay? But Christ went down there and took the keys back from hell and said, we're not going down there no more. And the cross is now went from being condemning to holy, because Christ went down there and came back and said, we're not doing that no more. I overcame that. I took everybody up out of there, and I rose back up from the grave to say, hey, I'm still here. You can't kill me. Yes, Christ still walked amongst the people for days, weeks after he died. It wasn't just the cross and he rose again for 3 days and that was it. No, he was amongst the people, still walking around, still teaching and preaching, saying, look what you can do. With the power of God in you, look what you can do. Rise up from the dead. I rose up from the dead. I refuse to die. I'm going to let everybody see I'm still alive. He went and joined his wife, which she had to go live into the caves because the people of the, what you call it, the Pharisees and Sadducees saw that Christ was still alive. And he tore up the temple and everything, and they wanted him dead. And they were trying their best trying to find her. And they wanted Mary. At the time frame, people don't realize this, but Mary was pregnant with their first child, or their second child. No, it was her first. They were married. That's why Mary was not at the crucifixion. She was hiding her pregnancy. She was pregnant by Christ. And after he died, she had to go into hiding. But he was there with her when she had her first baby by him. And they had two sons. Very holy people, very holy children. She still taught like a disciple by the mountains, by the riverside, where she raised her children there, their children there, before Christ really went back up to heaven and didn't come back down anymore. But that's a whole nother situation that you guys got to know. The Lord comes down back and forth between different life cycles just to make sure that the people go the right way. And so does Mary come down to help. But they're not called those names, they're not called those situations. They're called something totally different each time. You would know that because they don't come back down here as the same people. Only time you ever know who these people are is when you have nosy ass people like now, witches and warlocks and people in government trying to take people's blood and figure out who they are and what's going on. Nosy ass people. Nosy as hell. Trying to figure out what they can do and what they can siphon and what they can get and how they can switch around the narrative to make them be whatever they want them to be and nobody else know. Well, sweetie, God knows. The Creator knows. Abba knows. He knows his people. And he knows that y'all are not it. And you can only keep the past and the people buried for so long before you have a war on your hands. Anyway, so moving forward, that happened in that time. When Mary passed away, Mary Magdalene, when she passed away a very loved and respected woman in that time frame because she still was saving souls. Okay? Just like, the disciples were saving souls. Each time disciples died, and that's another thing. After Christ overcame the death, burial, and resurrection, why do you think they started hanging other disciples with the cross upside down? They were still trying to throw people into hell, y'all. They were still trying to throw people into hell. So they said, since Christ overcame it that way, we're gonna turn the cross upside down and make it hate and make it evil. Why do you think y'all got the movie The Nun and she turns the cross upside down? Think about it. They're still trying to send y'all to the crossroads, to send y'all to hell. Okay? So y'all gotta realize that. Y'all gotta realize when things are not what they seem. And y'all are teaching and preaching something the wrong way. Now, back onto my intergalactic people, my starseed people, my alien beings, my peculiar people, like they say in the Bible, we are a very peculiar people. We are not like you. We don't do the same things you do, no matter how much you try to make us be something that we're not. They tried to make Mary Magdalene into a whore. They tried to make me into a whore. I am not. We're not sexually frustrated like you nasty bastards are. Y'all want to sleep with everything going and coming because y'all have that itch in you. That itchiness of, I gotta have it. We ain't gotta have sex. We ain't gotta reproduce. I've lived a many lifetimes without having sex with anybody. I was born a virgin, I died a virgin in those lifetimes. Didn't have to have somebody. Those are star seeds, baby. We don't have to do anything. We're just here to live and enjoy our life and die. Now, or pass on or reincarnate or whatever you want to call it, that's fine. But moving forward, each time we come to this planet, I just don't like being here because there's so many people, so many different star seeds that get out of hand. And it's funny because in heaven, y'all know the mission, but y'all get out of hand when y'all get around these demons or these other alien beings, or when y'all get in this position of, oh, she got more than me, or she got this, or he got that, and I want that, and I don't want this. Do you not know how many people you basically are embarrassing back at home? You're embarrassing your lineage because you're making it seem like they're not good enough to give you what they gave you to live your life here. The Lord said you're going to pay for that, for you embarrassing your people. I'm trying to get everything out here that I know to say. I know this is not going to be a very popular message for the masses, but it needs to be said. Huh. I keep hearing this song, falling in love with Jesus is the best thing I ever done. It is true. That is the best thing I ever done when he's on the right side of himself and not on the evil side. It's two sides to every coin, people. There's two sides to him. Just like it's two sides to me, there's two sides to you. You got a good side to you, you got a bad side to you. Not everybody's all the way good all the time. You got to learn. And the only way you learn is if you mess up. That's how you become wiser. But just like they said in the Bible, should we just go in and sin and just do all this just to get wisdom? God said, no, God forbid. If you don't need to do it, don't do it. But if you do mess up, you do have someone to forgive you so that you can learn and get wisdom for what you did wrong. It all flows together. It's just like water flowing down a stream. It all flows together, going into the same big riverbank and the same ocean. It all flows together. So, you have a lot of different things here that people got to realize that you have to understand that life is not what you think it is. It's not a fairy tale. And if you have a lot of people still doing bippity boppity boo, well, I call on Abba to call in all of the men of old, the angels of old, to take these witches and warlocks out of here. For it says here, suffer not for a witch to live. And it's a lot of witches that are sick right now. Stop, Jax. My dog is up and he's very frustrated. But suffer not for a witch or warlock or practitioner to live. If you're on the light side of life and you're doing a good thing, then there's nothing for you to fear before but know that the people will know that you are on the good side. But the rest of you, I would really be scared. I don't know why I keep on hearing this 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. I hear 1, 2, Jesus coming for you. 3, 4, you better unlock your door. 5, 6, you can grab your crucifix. You're going to need it. 7, 8, go to sleep. Don't stay up late. 9, 10, you better hope he bring you peace. That's all I can say. You better hope he bring you peace, because you're going to be asleep for a very long time. I'm thinking that you guys are bringing out the Luciferian side of Christ, and that is going to be very, 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 very hard for you to get through. That means everybody have a good and bad side. And y'all just gotta watch that. But I would say, if you are going to turn into that side, sir, I heard Abba say, do your worst. For they can be their best. They have to learn how to be their best. But do your worst. And whoever you're trying to do this little bippity boppity boo, I rebuke you. And I send that same magic you just sent here back to you. It doesn't hurt. It's a tinkle. It's a little tickle, but I think you really are trying your hardest. So I'm gonna send that energy back to you with some stank on it, like about a good thousandfold back to you. You're gonna need that energy, and you better hope it don't kill you when it hits you, because you don't have no energy from what I'm feeling right now. That energy you're sending me, you don't have any energy, sir. This is not a ma'am. This is a sir. This is a man. You have no energy left, and you're still trying to do this little black magic crap. Sir, you have no energy. I'm gonna send this back to you with some of my stank on this by the thousandfold, and just send this energy back to this man with a thousandfold hit. The same little heart attack, whatever what you call it, whatever spell he sent here. It was really like a little tickle, like he was tickling me under my arm. That's how it felt. Um, Send it back to you. Times 10,000 angels. Boomerang that back to him, and I rebuke you, devil, in the name of Jesus, and cast you back down to hell from which you came, where you're about to go back to, and get locked back up in your cage. Matter of fact, angels of God, if you can hear me on this broadcast, I need you guys to start planning an actual infiltration of all evil camps to get all demons sent off this planet and put them back in their cages. If they refuse, God said destroy them. All demons. Your time is up. And a lot of y'all refusing to leave. So Abba said, that's another thing he wanted me to get on here and say this morning. He said, angels of God, if they refuse to leave, kill them. Use the fiery darts of heaven and destroy them. Last night, the last dream and vision I had was God himself firing up his bow. He was actually lighting them all up with the holy fire. And he told Jesus, don't miss. So, me agreeing with our Father, Abba, Yeshua, don't miss. Because one thing about it, these bastards ain't stopping. So Abba told all angels, destroy the demons that refuse to leave. Get rid of all witches and warlocks. He said kill them, because they're not stopping. And this one warlock, I don't know who you are. I don't know you, sir. But you've been looking at me since I've been born, like a little pedophile bastard. Yeah, I'm calling you a bastard because you don't have a damn home. You just nasty as hell. You just want something to go your way. I think he's a one percenter. Sir, Abba told me to tell you you're going to be one of the first to go, because you are very disrespectful. And you're down to your last leg. You're down to your last leg. You like to your last leg. And you still sing. I think it was you that sang that little black magic bippy body boo just a second ago. I think that's you. Do you know you're dying? You're basically dead. The Lord said you basically dead. Like your energy source is basically almost depleted. And you're still telling these people to keep attacking? People, I would suggest you not to listen to this dumb bastard. He gonna get y'all locked up some kind of way, either spiritually or physically. Y'all have lost your gifts already. The Lord has stripped you from your gifts. The Lord showed me last night he stripped you from your gifts. But the Lord also showed me the angels of God, especially Yeshua, firing up his bow. That means he was getting all of his arrows with fire, lighting them all up. And he bent back his bow, and he was getting ready to aim straight at y'all's hearts to kill you. He wasn't gonna put you on fire, or you gonna start saying hallelujah, praise the Lord. No, baby, this is to kill you, to destroy your souls, and to get you off this planet. Because if he destroys your soul, your body will follow. There's gonna be nothing left of you. And these are for all people who are still doing this evil, demonic witchcraft and crap that he's told you to stop and you refuse. He said this is his final plea for you to cut it out. But he just said a lot of y'all not. Y'all think he's playing. But have he sent off the arrows? The Lord said he's already sent off the arrows, so they'll be to you shortly. But that was the last vision I saw. Was, I would say, my husband firing up his bows, getting ready to shoot them straight at your soulless hearts to destroy you. For my people, my Anunnakis, Anunnakis, my family, I don't know why people think I'm reptilian. I'm not. I'm Anunnaki. My whole life through and through. My mother and father is the leaders of that group. And Lil, I need you to go get my parents and let them know these people refuse to let me go. If you can hear me, I need you to go tell my people they refuse to let me go. And they're still trying to kill me, trying to find a way to do evil things to me. And they're not letting you get to me. You could get my older brother if you like. I mean, he's just as bad. But I'd rather you get my daddy and my mom. No, I am not completely human, y'all. And these folks on this earth knew that. That's why they did me the way they did me. I need y'all to go get my parents and tell them I need to come home. Anyway, you guys have a good day. Yeah, I hope and pray y'all know and realize what real love is, because mercy is real love also. But if y'all don't want to give mercy, how you expect to get mercy when you're in that position? Learn how to give mercy. Learn how to do what's right. Learn how to show grace. Learn how to do what's right, even in the midst of all the wrong, and that's what you feel like you should be doing. Do the right thing, because it's about to be a situation where you're going to want mercy and grace given to you, and none will be shown. And that is something that just hit. I just got a update, so I guess I'm on point. I just got a little update. So please take heed to what I just said. I'm calling on my people to come get me out of here by any means necessary. Because y'all don't play fair. Y'all don't let people live their lives. Y'all try to do the most horrific things to folks. Y'all are eating our children. Y'all are putting us in horrible positions. Y'all are treating our starseed children like they are pawns, like they are slaves when we own this planet and y'all just got here. Grays, y'all were supposed to be visitors, not settlers. Umis, y'all supposed to have been taking over the Grays, not giving in and being like them. I did not make y'all to be like them, but y'all still settled in and acted just like them. Y'all disappointed me. Andromedans, how y'all doing? I love you guys still. Hopefully I'll be able to see y'all again. Reptilians, y'all need to sit back here and get it together. Y'all have a lot of people that love you, and you love a lot of people, but y'all give in to y'all whims too much. Pick a side. Stay on the righteous side and stop giving in to this evil stuff on this planet. Do the right thing. The Larians, stand up for what's right. Quit giving in to your whims. And let's see who else we got. Uh, Atlanteans, my people, I love y'all. In another life, I was a part of y'all too. I heard Abba say, "Get ready for war in the sea, for it is an ancient thing that's there, that's dark. The Leviathans are still out, and it's another ancient thing that came out with another portal they opened that's in the sea." Abba said, "Get ready for war, but y'all gonna have to fight." There's so much evil here, y'all. When I woke up, I just had to get out here and put this on you. It's like God just showed me so much that's going wrong, and nobody's paying attention to what's happening. So I have to tell you guys, y'all have to get ready. Anyway, I think I'm forgetting two more of you guys. It's another set. I think y'all getting ready to leave this planet. Y'all ain't already left. I think y'all getting ready to leave this planet. Y'all always leave when it starts to get bad. Get ready to leave. Anyway, I think I said everything I need to say when I got on here this time. It's just a very everywhere message, but it needs to be said. I don't really too much care about the money anymore, because you guys are too money hungry on this planet. It's supposed to be a good life, a good time to sit back and have fun time with family and friends and enjoy and get to love and learn to be around each other in unity with no problems. But of course, every time you get some evil people out here doing some evil crap, you can't get nobody to live on a planet in peace. So, okay. Y'all have a blessed evening.